always be in a place where that camera's fucking out of focus. Oh dear. I am going to make the start of this video from here because this is obviously me rebuilding everything, failing to success. I've just filmed a whole load of this video and was on fire with it, putting key points out. And this camera over here that I'm looking at now, it was out of focus. So I just looked on my screen because I can see the monitor here and completely blurry. If I move back here, it will pick up the microphone and not me. Obviously, if you see me moving forward, then it's sharp on me. Being a photographer, being a content creator, those little things will bug me. And I know when I post this, yes, sure, I could just post it and it would be raw and real, but I'm trying to show me failing to success. I am in here. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't typically coming here at 4 o'clock in the morning. We have 2 kids. They both woke us up. My daughter was drinking her milk and then started sounding like she was going to be sick, which then woke me up properly. My wife was obviously dealing with her. My son had actually crept into bed with us and I was cuddled up with him. I then put him back to bed. My wife put my daughter back to bed, and then I was like, my brain started firing with like, what can I do? What would I like to improve? So, like I said, I'm going to show you my screen currently, and there's nothing on there, which is perfect once again. There we go, failing to success. I am in here and working on systems inside of the business. I call this my power hour. So as you can see, I've been playing around with automations in here. I've been doing this since 3 o'clock this morning to actually make sure that we have a system in place that when clients sign up, they get automated messages coming through that it then means one less thing for me to worry about. And also I know that then the clients are getting the links to booking calls to make sure that everything is systemized and processed. I'm also filming this video right now, so I'm trying to do multiple things at once. So I'm creating content. I'm also thinking about growing the business. And like I said, my power hour, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it's my time to work on growing the business. So my intention is to start the day very early and work on myself first. So I will always come in here and I will always do an hour, maybe 2, if I'm, obviously depending on what time I wake up. And I'm trying to not wake up to an alarm at the moment. I'm trying to just wake up naturally, so that then I am productive and moving forward. When I don't do this, when I am at home, when I'm, let's say like if I lay in, or which I pretty much never do, but if I then don't get up and do things in the morning, I have noticed a massive drop off in my energy levels and my productivity in the day. So I know for me that if I am up early and taking action and working on the business first, I'm not allowing any of the other emotions to get in my way. I'm not looking at my phone. I've not looked at WhatsApp. I'm not looking at any other notifications. Yes, I'm in Slack currently working on systems and improving things, but that is me working on the business. So I'm not trying to deal with people inside of the business and all the emotions that get pulled around, because as soon as you start working inside of the business and working with clients and stuff, your emotions and your thinking will just go over the place. You're context switching all day long, and that's the bit that's super tiring, because one minute I'm talking about content, next minute I'm talking about an emotional problem, next minute I'm thinking about how like the business is run, next minute I'm thinking about money, and you're context switching all day long. Whereas here I'm just thinking about the one thing that I want to do and improve. If you do that every single day, and this is a massive hack for anyone that's looking to be more productive, utilize the first hour of the day or 2 to work on growing you and the business. If you can do that, whether you're reading, whether you're learning, whether you're creating, it will get you to where you want to be far quicker. If you do that for 200 days of the year and you're working self-employed and you're trying to like not work every day of the year, your progress is going to be so much better, because you're going to literally every day spend at least 1 hour moving things forward. Your productivity and also the amount of stuff that you'll do inside of the business will be enormous. Around about 6 o'clock, I like to get to the gym. That for me, the kids are typically still asleep. My wife's at home with them. They'll typically still be asleep until 6:30, 7. So they can wake up. I can then get back home, have my workout. I've got my work done. I'm ready to spend a little bit of time with them before the rest of the day kicks in. I'm up early because they're not up early. I'm not losing out on any time with them, and I know my wife's at home with them. So it's between 6 and 7, I'll be in the gym, I'll be training, I'll be working out. By 7 o'clock, I need to be home, I need to eat, I need to get showered, I need to spend a bit of time with the kids. If I can spend 10, 20 minutes with them, playing around, getting them dressed, helping them out with anything, talking to them, spend a bit of time with them, connecting with my wife to make sure that we don't lose our relationship. I then know that when I have to leave the house for around 8 o'clock to drop the kids off or take the dog to his daycare, whatever we've done in that time, we've had a bit of time to reconnect. My wife isn't very much an early morning person, so if I get home now and I've got this amount of energy, like she won't compute it. So it's better for me to utilize it here and then go home and use it when she's awake and she's operating. She's not a morning person and it's just her thing. So there's no point in me trying to inflict my energy and everything onto her first thing in the morning. I like to let her wake up a little bit, get herself together and then start moving forward. I then get into the office around about 8:30, 9 o'clock. That is then when I will start my day working inside of the business. So if I'm, let's say, doing calls with clients, whether I'm then editing things to put out as content, whether I'm working on webinars or like we've got our big event this Friday, so I've been working on all the slides for that. That is typically there when I will obviously be working inside of the business because I want to make sure that everything gets done and I deliver the service that we want to deliver. I'm just going to show you a little bit of the webinar here that we're working on for the event. So obviously I've been working on putting this together to make sure that then the clients are actually seeing how I went through my journey, what happened with me, how I became who I am. And these are all the things that they're going to be going through on the event, because obviously we want to really make sure that we help people actually achieve what they want. So, we're going to really be thinking about like how they can win, how they can do everything and so on. So doing that type of stuff is when my energy is good. I know that I've got a lot of my deep work done and I've grown the business forward. Now it's about making sure things inside of the business are working so that then I don't have the problems coming up to me later on where I haven't worked on them. This is also a great opportunity that if you know that there's something you want to work on without being distracted, because from 9 o'clock onwards, people will message me, clients will obviously want to get in touch. I want to be there for them to serve them and help them. If I've got my work done in the morning, amazing, because then I don't have to think about that and don't have to worry about it. So if you do find yourself doing that and I need clarity to work on this, sure, you can turn your notifications off and do all of that type of stuff. I would rather get it done first thing so that I know I'm ahead and I've worked on it and I've moved myself forward. Up until about 12, 1 o'clock, I will then get my head down. Obviously, I'll probably eat sometime around that. Around let's say 1, 2 o'clock, I will typically have a dip in energy. That's just because I've been up for probably by that point 10, 11 hours. Obviously, I've got a lot done. I've been sat down at my desk. I need to get up and move. This is typically where I will do my outreach. If I'm up, I'll go outside, I'll walk, I'll move around, I'll obviously get myself going. Or obviously I'll go to the gym and literally just go on the treadmill and walk. It's one of the ways that I can obviously keep myself moving, get my steps in, keep myself operating, but then obviously reach out to clients, reach out to perspectives, like send DMs to start new conversations up so that then I'm moving the business forward whilst I'm doing everything else. It's also a chance for me to get some fresh air, see some daylight and actually get moving. I'm someone who's quite extroverted. I need to get up and moving. If I sit here all day and I've not been talking to clients, I go stir crazy and I need to talk to people. So for me, my energy picks up when I start talking to people and I can deliver a service to people and obviously help people. I get a huge amount of energy and obviously like an amazing amount of I've forgotten what the word is here, but like just like the passion and energy comes back out of me again. I get a new sense of energy, and then like when I come back in here, I can then operate and finish everything off that I need for that day. In that 3 to 6 p.m, like 5 p.m. if I have to leave a bit early, that's when I like go, right, okay, what can I finish off today? Is there any loose ends that I need to tie off and get done so that then I'm ahead, so that I know that I've done everything in the day. I've worked on myself, I've worked on the business, worked on helping my clients, I've worked on growing the business even more, and then everything that I can get done and obviously deliver to my clients is then done and sorted. So by the end of the day, I can get home 6 o'clock, I can spend a bit of time with the kids, I can spend a bit of time with my wife, I can have dinner, and then by 8 o'clock, when we put the kids to bed, I pretty much pass out because I'm done by that point. That's my day. I know for a lot of you that if you don't have kids yet, you're sitting there thinking by 8 o'clock you're in bed. Well, the reality is I'll end up watching shit TV. Okay, sometimes we would watch Netflix and have a bit of time with my wife, but actually like getting to bed early, growing the business and working, because I'm in that like grind phase. This is where I'm grinding to obviously get the results. Being up here, trying to operate everything, trying to do everything, I need to effectively fail quick. I need to keep getting results and keep pushing things and keep learning, because this is where I grow the most. Making this type of content, showcasing what I'm doing and getting up to, is only going to prove to everyone else like what we're putting into this business to make it work. The only way I'm going to improve things is by constantly thinking about how I can make things better and having the time to do that. And I've only learned that by operating and doing more and more and more, because I got into a phase before with the photography where actually all I was doing was literally just working in the business and not working on it. And I never had any time to improve things. And this is where, wow, this is where I would then this is where I then hit burnout. I wouldn't be able to think straight. I'd then like question everything. Whereas now I've set myself up to do this, I purposely don't work that many hours outside of everything else so that I can then have time to work on the business and work like in improving it, and also making sure I have clear cutoffs so that I do actually get the work done and actually feel better about myself. And I'm only improving things. This is a very, very new venture for me. Coaching people is far different to running a photography business. The photography was about being there, delivering photos and content to people and just handing it over to them. And it was very much an in-person experience. Come to my gym, I'll meet you in a location, we'll film, we'll shoot the content, and then you're done. Whereas with the coaching side of things, you need to be thinking ahead for people. You need to be making sure that the system's in place for stuff. The photography business and coaching are very, very different. Even though I understand the ideal client incredibly well, the systems and processes behind it are drastically different. And that's something that I'm learning. I've failed quite a few times with this because, you know, not delivering to clients on what they expect, like what they're used to from other services, how like maybe I've delivered things and it could have been better, how clients need different things compared to what I thought they needed. So these are all things that I needed to learn to improve this stuff. And trust me, it's hit me like a ton of bricks. I've had people leave the business even though we were getting results because of things not being good enough. And that happens, you know, that's part of growth, that's part of learning, because if you don't have those lessons, you can't then improve for the next person. So it was never my intention to screw up for someone else or the system not be good enough for them, but I don't know what I don't know. So now I've learned those things, I'm trying to improve them and implement them. And actually I've pulled back quite a lot so that I can implement them. So I know this video's gone on a little bit longer than what I planned on it because I've got my timer here and it was meant to be 8 minutes. But that finished when I filmed the last video and obviously it was out of focus, so I just went again. But as you can hear, getting a bit of a cold, making business, doing all these things. These are all the things that you need to push through, because obviously if your intention is winning big and obviously getting to the success that I want to have, I'm just going to have to push through whether my emotions want me to or not. So that's why I'm in here creating this. I generally hope that you found some sort of value out of this video. If you have, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to obviously share more with you. And the next few videos, we're going to be talking about more like how we help people. Got some great training on like niche and obviously like content, which I'm going to be sharing with you. So please hit that subscribe button to get notified for any of my other videos. And I generally hope you have an amazing day.